we get more than 2,000 likes at this videos, we will upload more patriotic news. Game changer Mike Pence makes another amazing announcement. Fatal blow to Democrats. It looks like President Trump is starting to rub off on Vice President Pence. Taking a page out of Trump's playbook, Pence took to Twitter and tweeted a video that completely destroys the left's fake opposition to Neil Gorsuch for Supreme Court. After Trump nominated Gorsuch, Chuck Schumer said he has serious doubts over whether or not Gorsuch is qualified and said he probably will not vote for him. But Schumer just got exposed by Pence. In 2006, he voted to approve Gorsuch in the Senate. Pence tweeted the 2006 video of Chuck Schumer voting for Gorsuch, and the Democratic Party unanimously approving him. Here is the video of 2006 where 45 Democrats helped unanimously confirm #Neil Gorsuch, INCL. @SenseHumor, and Obama, pic.twitter.com/YH7zoiota, the Vice President, @Mike Pence. February 1, 2017, how do they come back from they? The answer is, they can't. You just got caught loving the guy, you can't act like you hate him now. But they will and they'll embarrass themselves. Before Trump even announced his nominee for Supreme Court, the left was already against him. They had pre-made protest signs with every possible candidate that Trump could have nominated. What do you think about this? Let us know in the comments below and share this everywhere to help us expose the lying Democrats. The Vice President, @Mike Pence. February 1, 2017, how do they come back from they? The answer is, they can't. You just got caught loving the guy, you can't act like you hate him now. But they will and they'll embarrass themselves. Before Trump even announced his nominee for Supreme Court, the left was already against him. They had pre-made protest signs with every possible candidate that Trump could have nominated. What do you think about this? Let us know in the comments below and share this everywhere to help us expose the lying Democrats. Unthinkable. Trump gets some tragic news, it's not good. Donald Trump got some bad news this week when new polls revealed that 43% of Americans strongly disapprove of the job he is doing as president. Daily Mail reported that the latest NBC News SurveyMonkey stated that 54% of Americans generally disapprove of President Trump while only 25% strongly approve of his time in the White House. Another 18% somewhat approve of Trump as a president. 2017.02.2404.52 More conservative blog 58B064E2031 The Trump is most popular among white men, with 58% of them supporting him compared to 41% who are against him. 44% of white women and 42% of Latino men also support Trump. Trump reportedly is least popular among black women, with 81% of them disapproving of him and only 14% saying they approve of him. 75% of Hispanic women disapprove of Trump as well. This comes as the mainstream media continues to spread fake news about Trump to try and turn women and minorities against him. Share this story if you are proud to be a Trump supporter. 5. Obama's high-ranked official busted. During the previous months, Barack Obama's shadow government and the idea to unseat Donald Trump were busted. Right now, there should surely be one to bear the consequences, as the U.S. Department of Justice exposed their plan. Maureen Claiborne, a State Department, who has access to top secrets, was arrested for not exposing her engagement and connections with the government of China, who in this for that deal was receiving dozens of dollars in means of profit as well as presents from China, and was providing China with classified information in return. This was reported on the Department of Justice's actual website, including specifics for the media, provided by Assistant Attorney General McCord. Claiborne used her position and her access to sensitive diplomatic data for personal profit. Pursuing those who impair law or national security for personal gain will remain a key priority of the National Security Division. Candace Claiborne is charged with obstructing an official proceeding and making false statements in connection with her alleged concealment and failure to report her improper connections to foreign contacts, along with the tens of thousands of dollars in gifts and benefits they provided, reported Attorney Phillips. As a State Department employee with a top-secret clearance, she received training and briefing about the need for caution and transparency. This case demonstrates that U.S. government employees will be held accountable for failing to honor the trust placed in them when they take on such sensitive assignments. Candace Claiborne is accused of violating her oath of office as a State Department employee, who was entrusted with top-secret information when she purposefully misleads federal investigators about her significant and repeated interactions with foreign contacts. Was stated by the Assistant Director in charge Vail. Likewise, this violation, Candace is also a subject to accusation of perjury for not cooperating with the FBI, and this implies a large prison sentence. We would be happy to hear your thoughts and predictions. Donald Trump is draining the swamp. White House deputy chief is fired. The gossips regarding the White House leaks are still circling around. These rumors, which represented a national safety threat, were nothing more than #Never Trumpers and the liberals' struggles to discredit our President Donald Trump. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Katie Walsh was associated with the leaks on a report presented in February. What has just happened is directly related to that. Basically, soon after the U.S. President found out about the betrayal, he fired Katie. As reported in the Patriot Fires editorial, Walsh is close to Maggie Haberman, a New York Times reporter who wrote fawning pro-Republican National Committee stories during the presidential election. As a senior advisor states, Katie is also called as Madam President, and he also adds up that it isn't a compliment. Most likely, Walsh could easily approach a huge database in the House, since she was responsible for the president's agenda. As a former #Never Trump supporter stated, Katie Walsh was for long in touch with Reince Priebus, planning to get rid of Trump through her email. The president and his allies have been deliberately feeding her fake information in order to find her network, reports someone close to the Trumps. It's been going well. As our consultant from St. Louis, Katie's hometown, reports, the Walsh family never supported Donald Trump. As for now, she stays out of the White House, and a case will be started against her. As we find out from one ex-Trump aide, this may also negatively affect Reince Priebus, as he might be next on the to-fire list. Reince Priebus is now a dead man walking. The firing of Katie Walsh was a sign of desperation. Now officially, draining the swamp has started, and Donald Trump is not pulling back. It's just about right time for everyone working in the White House to understand, if they want to keep their jobs, they all have to forget about discrediting the president, leaking information, stealing, etc. We would be happy to hear your thoughts and predictions. Breaking: Secretary Tillerson set to bring the axe down on the State Department. This is huge. Rex Tillerson announced something incredible. Trump's promises for a large government cut are becoming reality. The liberal elites are now in real danger. Their accomplices are going to be fired. Read more below. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson was just caught fulfilling President Donald Trump's mission to reduce the size of the government. He is going to save U.S. taxpayers a ton of money. Heck yes. Cut that government down. The new plan will trim the State Department's budget by 25% and cut its staff by 3%, says the Associated Press. You hear that? That's the sound of the swamp draining, and it sounds good. The majority of the job cuts will happen after people just begin retiring from their posts. The cuts are going to take at least 2 years to happen, according to Bloomberg. Here is what Tillerson had to say about this via NPR. We are undertaking a reorganization of the State Department, but it's not just a collapse of boxes, he said. What we really want to do is examine the process by which the men and women, the career Foreign Service people, the civil servants, our embassies, how they deliver on that mission. Trump is draining the swamp. T. Liberty Writers News. This is the new beginning of the reformated and strong America. They cannot abuse this country anymore. Donald Trump and his team started draining the swamp, and it is a great decision. It was clear that many people obstructed Trump's work, but he is going to settle this.